Hey, it's Sizzling Popcorn. In this video, we'll be reviewing the CT182T Skylane by Carenado, which can be found in the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. It was the first third-party developed aircraft to appear in the marketplace. The Cessna 182 Skylane is one of the most popular aircraft of all time. The single-engine, high-wing, four-seater boasts a 230 horsepower engine, a cruising speed of 145 knots, and a maximum range of 971 nautical miles. Carenado's model features the default G1000 for primary and multifunction displays, the default CAP 140 autopilot, engine and wind sound effects when opening the doors and windows, original high-quality digital stereo sounds recorded directly from the real aircraft, and PBR, physically based rendering materials and textures. Before we take off at Darrington, Washington, an airport crafted by Orbix, I want to let you know that I am not a pilot, and this will not be a technical review of the aircraft. Although I have spent time in simulators in the past, this is the first one that has grown my passion for flight simulation. If you're new to the flight sim, this video is targeted to you. This is a review based on several hours flying the plane in the sim and comparing it to the default Cessna 152 and 172 models. We'll take a look at the outside, the cockpit, and then go for a short ride. We'll listen to the sounds and test out the autopilot features. If you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to find out when the next video comes out or when I go into a live stream. First off, there is a tablet included in the cockpit. If you click on the yoke, it'll appear. There are several options here, mostly for aesthetics. You can add static elements, external power, and tow bar when the plane is in cold and dark. You can also open the windows and doors, and even the baggage door. On the second page, you'll have the option to have the plane cold and dark, ready for taxi, and ready for takeoff. Now let's take a look at the outside. We've got the engines started, and now in order to get rid of the tablet, we can just remove the yoke. Then you can bring the yoke back if you want, and then you'll press on the middle of the yoke in order to bring back that tablet. But now we're going to open up the windows and then the door to listen to the sound. The engine sounds have been reduced during recording just to save our ears. It is loud compared to the 152 or the 172 models, whether the G1000 or the steam instruments for the 172. But I like it. I like it, and comparing it to videos of the real aircraft and the real engine sounds, it sounds pretty much the same. As we get ready to taxi to the runway, I want to let you know that there is documentation for the Cessna 182. Carenado has provided the standard procedures, the emergency procedures, performance tables, and reference speeds. These can all be found in the documentation folder. If you know where your community folder is, you move up the hierarchy by one folder to get to the official folder. When there, you'll open up the One Store folder, find the Carenado aircraft folder, then Sim Objects, then Airplanes, then the Carenado aircraft again, and then Documentation. One thing to mention is that there are no integrated checklists within the sim like the default planes. This is something that I would like to see in a future update, as it helps when learning to start the 182 cold and dark. It can be overwhelming with all the buttons in a cockpit for someone that's new to the sim, let alone new to the plane. I've been there before, where you read a checklist but don't know where to find a button, which the integrated checklist helps you find. We're headed down to runway 28 for takeoff. Don't mind my mistakes while flying. I will land this. In this short flight, I'll demonstrate the use of the autopilot, including the vertical speed, altitude, and heading. Just want to show you here that these buttons do work. They're functional, and you don't have to do everything by keyboard or buttons. You can actually click on them. Looking around the interior, it's absolutely beautiful, well modeled. You can even turn on the oxygen button. You can pull down the sun visors, but don't open up the windows or doors in flight, or you'll be faced with the black screen of death. I know, because I've done it. as we're coming into our final approach, I want to give you my final words on Carenado's CT182T Skylane. I really love it. It's my go-to GA plane. It's quicker and can go further than the 152 and 172, but those are really attributes you would compare when shopping for the real aircraft. Comparing it to images and videos of the real 182, Carenado has done a great job at modeling this plane from the inside out. I really like how pretty much all the buttons and instruments in the cockpit are operable. All around, it is quite visually appealing. The growl of the engine sounds great. Documentation on procedures is provided, which is not with default aircrafts. The only downside to this plane is, as I said before, the lack of integrated checklists. I have mentioned this to Carenado and I hope it is included in a future update. I'm not sure if it is a limitation of the current SDK, but what you really need to know is that the SDK is pretty much a work in progress. Asobo and Microsoft are continually updating it with additional features that the third-party developers can use for their products. Overall, this is a great plane. Although this is my first time buying a Carenado, I know others have been reluctant because of issues with previous planes in other simulators. There were some items brought up regarding the flight model in the original release of this that have been fixed or improved in the latest update. Don't forget, this was the first third-party aircraft in the marketplace, and I'm sure Carenado will continue to make updates when necessary. I give Carenado's CT182T Skylane an 88% rating. As I said before, great plane, but coming from someone newer to flight sim, it would be great to have the integrated checklist. You can find the 182 in the marketplace. To my knowledge, that is the only place you will find it. At a cost of roughly $39 Canadian, it's actually not a bad price, especially knowing the steep price range third-party aircrafts come in at. So that's it for this review. If you liked the video, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification to know when the next video comes out or when I go into a live stream. I publish videos or go into live streams on a daily basis with DLC showcases, reviews, tutorials, and weekly community events. Talking about community events, make sure to join our Discord. The link is in the description below, and that's where you'll find all the information on upcoming events. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.